Water routes, landscapes and gardens. Triana, Guadalquivir and América. Water in the gardens of La Cartuja and the EXPO 92. Following the grey route, we will walk along the right bank of the Guadalquivir, where Seville's most quintessentially maritime district is located, still with echoes of ships embarking on their passage to the New World. Our itinerary sets out from the neighbourhood of Triana and comes to an end at the former monastery of La Cartuja, the latter with close ties to the family of Christopher Columbus and the central axis of the 1992 Seville World Fair. The connection between the Andalusian capital and America will be the central theme of our walk, in which we will see numerous plant species from the American continent. Our route begins at the Plaza del Altozano, a meeting point for tourists and locals alike, presided over by a large ficus and adorned with various monuments. Defended from the fury of the river Guadalquivir by a breakwater built at the end of the 18th century, Betis Street still retains vestiges of the House of Waters of Triana. Built in the 19th century, it supplied water from the source at Mascareta in Tomares. From here we have an evocative view towards central Seville, gateway to the Indies, and its famous Arenal. Our route now descends to the river's edge to the Paseo de la O, from which we can admire the iron structure of the Triana Bridge, built in the reign of Isabel II. This bridge from 1852 replaced the old wooden one of Muslim origin called Puente de Barcas. We can now see in front of us the main door of the castle of San Jorge, a 12th century Almohad fortress and for centuries the seat of the Sevillian Inquisition. The memory of this dark institution is reflected in the intriguing Alley of the Inquisition, from which we return to the bustling Castilla Street, where a commemorative tile reminds us of the flood of March 10, 1892. We are now in the heart of the Potters District, an industrial activity that required water for the manufacture of glazed clay products. Here we find the Ceramics Centre, a museum created in 2014 by the City Council, in which we can still observe historic kilns. There are infinite ways in which water can be used. In addition to its industrial heritage, daily life in Triana has traditionally been linked to the colourful neighbourhood corrales. In these shared living spaces, water is still used to irrigate pots and lemon trees, to wash clothes in communal laundries, to clean courtyards and rooms. Via Castilla Street, we arrive at the Baroque Church of the O, from which we descend again to the river to observe the remains of an industry that depended heavily on water, the Royal Almonas of Triana, historical soap factories active during the 16th and 17th centuries. Our route now starts to become rather more botanical and scenic. A picturesque itinerary invites us to appreciate a beautiful autochthonous riverbank ecosystem enriched with plant species brought from America, jacarandas, tipuanas, swamp cypresses. Passing the bridge of Cristo de la Expiración, our route takes us to the Fernando de Magallanes Riverside Park, inaugurated in 2018. The name of this green space is a tribute to the Portuguese sailor, protagonist, together with Juan Sebastián Elcano, of the first circumnavigation of the world. Seville was the point of departure and destination of an expedition that would change our conception of the world, the first globalization of the earth. The role of the Andalusian capital in the Age of Discoveries can be better understood with a visit to the Navigation Pavilion, flagship of the EXPO 92, and which today houses a permanent exhibition focused on the history of nautical navigation. Our tour now passes through the American Garden, a tribute to the role that Seville played in disseminating new plant species that would transform gardening, medicine and gastronomy. Here we can pause to appreciate the beautiful boardwalk following the river, and above all, at the impressive canopy that brings together tropical and subtropical species in need of shade. In this northern section of the Guadalquivir, the river is populated with lush poplar woodland. We're in the Riberas de la Cartuja, which lead onto the gardens of the Guadalquivir. The The latter, with an area of approximately 7 hectares, was designed in 1992 with the aim of representing the history of the world's gardens. Our route ends at the old Carthusian monastery. Founded in 1400 by Gonzalo de Mena, it was turned into a ceramic factory in the 19th century and today houses the Andalusian Centre for Contemporary Art. This extensive complex is presided over by the ombo of Hernando Columbus, a colossal tree planted, according to legend, by the son of Admiral Christopher Columbus. The culmination of our route can be complemented by a visit to other enclaves within the monastery complex, such as the Chapel of Santa Ana, the tomb of the Columbus family between 1509 and 1536, or the orchards and gardens of the Carthusian monks. As an epilogue, this walk among orchards and monastic gardens is a pleasant wander through quadrants of orange trees and cypress, fruit tree and palm-lined walkways, olive groves and vineyards. Thus ends our route. With Triana and the river Guadalquivir as its axes, we see Seville redolent with the memory of its role as gateway to the Indies and the protagonist of the Botanical Revolution, of which the ombo of Hernando Columbus remains a living relic.